Hello, and welcome to an episode of Down the Aisle. Today is the 10th of November. It is a Sunday. We are in 2024. I'm not yet engaged, but I have two close friends who recently got engaged as recently as a month ago, and three of us today will be heading to a wedding expo. They are going under bride and groom tickets, and I'm going as a family or friend. This particular expo is the Western Sydney Wedding Expo. It is held at the Penrith Convention Centre, but being a Sunday, we are going to go to church first. We're going to go to Divine Liturgy, and then once Liturgy finishes, we are going from church to Penrith. It is Tuesday evening. I think it's like 6:30 now. Yep, just before 6:30. Bubs has gone to play tennis with a friend, so I thought we would catch up on the first wedding expo. And I want to say right off the bat, it was a little bit of a letdown. It was incredibly small, a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. We were like in and out and done in an hour. So we got there 1 o'clock, and pretty much within an hour we were done. I also do want to state that we are doing a religious marriage ceremony. We're doing an Orthodox ceremony. So a celebrant, for example, is something that we would not even bother looking into because we have our priest, and based on that simple fact, about 20% of the store holders and vendors automatically did not apply to us. In addition to that, there were two financing companies, I believe. There are a few things that I will consider financing in my life, like a car or a home or maybe a rather large unexpected medical bill, but my wedding is not one of them. So I'm going to bring you guys a little closer, and we're going to take a look at the goodie bag that we did walk away with. Now, I will say this bag came majority pre-filled. We did add a few pamphlets and bits and pieces on the way, but I haven't really had a chance to like sit down and properly go through the contents of that. So first up, it's a giant gold bag that says I'm getting married, Wedding Expos Australia. They are the company that runs them. Very cute bag. Love the theme that we're going for, but I will never be walking out in public with this. Now I'm just going to pour out the contents next to me and then slowly go through them. First up, from Saint Tropez, I think, is 2 bottles of self-tanner. I barely put on makeup. I'm not playing Russian roulette with self-tanner. I also don't really like tanning. I don't go to the beach to tan in general. So I do see my best friend on Thursday night, and I think either her or her sister self-tan, maybe both of them. So I'll probably just give this to her because I have no intention of tanning at all, and especially not on my wedding day. Next up, from Jean Fox, they are a bridal boutique. I haven't really even looked into wedding dresses. I definitely have a Pinterest board, but I haven't been wedding dress shopping with like friends or anything, so I haven't seen any silhouettes on myself. We've got some more photo booths. I do like the idea of a photo booth, just maybe not in a combi. I'm going to save up the photography pamphlets. I'm actually going to put them all aside because I did make some interesting observations on photography. Okay, someone also put like a brown paper bag in there. Oh my god, this is all photography as well. I actually think like half of the vendors were photographers and videographers. Like, I think they just ended up filling the venue with basically who was willing to come out on a Sunday for this. At least that's what it felt like to me. Okay, so we're going to do the non-photography related ones first. This is from Travels Associates. I did see another brochure from them as well, but I think this is more like honeymoon planning. There's a lot of countries and kind of things to do here. So this is definitely honeymoon planning, which I think I might hold on to because we do have a pretty decent idea of where we do want to go, but maybe like a cheaper alternative that is the matching pamphlet for that booklet. Next up, men's suits. I think there's also a few of these with men's tailoring and stuff. I think I'm obviously going to leave that to Bubs. Like, I think he definitely just wants to buy something that he can rewear, and I think we're definitely doing black for the groomsmen and the groom, not for brides or bridesmaids. Another suit one, and these guys do hire as well from what I can see. I think depending on how much it's going to cost, like sometimes it's just easier to have it tailored and to keep it because then it lasts and you have it. Okay, we've got a few not destination weddings, but Blue Mountains, which we won't be doing. I've got no idea where this is, but based on the postcode, it's really far away. This is a destination wedding in Dubbo. As beautiful as that may sound, it's just not for us. We just want to get married in Sydney. Also, we want to get married close to the parish. This, I think, is the business card for one of the destination pamphlets that I just had. These, I've seen so many of these, not so much at the expo, but on Pinterest, and they do all the like custom like champagne glasses and like slippers and like, what are they called? They're not nightgowns. Maybe they are nightgowns. But that like, oh, I don't even know what to call it. But they do a lot of like personalized kind of wedding gimmicks. Bubs and I have talked about this. We will not be doing this. I feel like these are so impractical. They're definitely like a one-time use kind of thing. And I get it for some people, but it's just, we're just not going to spend money on that. Oh, this one's in an envelope and sealed with a sticker. Oh, wow. Photos and videos. We've got some more venues and locations here. This one is the Castlereagh Conference Centre. They do actually have a church and minister on site available. So if you are someone who is looking for a church wedding, but you don't really have a church or parish that you belong to, that may be an option. I think this is like a QR code like onto a database, from invitations to ice sculptures. Ice sculptures, no. Invitations, I think we're going to DIY them because I can guarantee you half the people I invite will lose their physical invitations and they'll ask for a digital copy anyway. We've got some wedding dress pamphlets. This is 50% off one-of-a-kind stock sale. Half price ends 30th of November, although these must be old because they've kind of just like widened out the previous end date and just written the new one on. Like I said before, haven't even thought about wedding dress shopping. Okay, this is another wedding venue. It's the same pamphlet twice. They're in Currajong Hill, and the postcode is 2758. So that is a long way from Sydney's postcode. Golf course in Little Bay. I think Little Bay's somewhere around here. Sydney's eastern suburbs. So if you want a cute little outdoor wedding, maybe something to consider. I will not be doing an outdoor wedding, aside from the fact that like it's going to be in a church. I'm not playing Russian roulette with the weather. Custom wedding merch, like I said before, we probably won't be doing it. This is a wedding florist. They had prices on like a drop down like core flute board behind her, and I think off the top of my head it was like $240 for one small bouquet and one buttonhole. I don't actually know much about wedding floral pricing because I will probably just use my sister because she is a florist. Oh, these guys were really cute. Amore, I think. Amore Collective, they do cute little like tiaras and like hair pieces and things like that. I honestly haven't even considered what hair I would do. I would probably do down. I feel like I look best with my hair down. So these guys are florists as well, but they're sustainable florists. I think that just means a lot of like not recyclable foam. What's it called? My sister tried to explain this. They use like chicken wire instead of floral foam because floral foam is not sustainable at all. And I do remember these guys actually from the expo because they also offer preservation on your wedding bouquet. I honestly think I'm going to do a bouquet toss and then whoever gets them can take them because I don't really mind. Now, like I mentioned, financing, we've got two finance companies. One is getmyfinance.com.au and one is a mortgage lender. So if you're considering financing your wedding, you might want to have a look at these guys. This is the Organisers Wedding Expos Australia, and on the back, these are all of their expos that they have, but I think some of these have already happened. I think we might be at the end, well, we are at the end of the year. It's November now, so they'll probably have a new one with their 2025 dates on it come out at some point. HF Wedding Hire. So these are hire cars. This is very, very common. I think Bubs and I are considering doing this, hiring a car for our photos. I think we are leaning more on the vintage route though, and I've got my eye on a 1967 Cadillac. Finally, photographers and videographers. Now, like I said, I think about half of the vendors there were actually photographers and videographers. Some of them offering photography only packages and others offering photography and videography. So we're gonna go through them one pamphlet at a time, I guess. So first up, we have D. Watson Photography. Now, it says that their wedding photography prices start from $1,250, and that's kind of all the information that they're able to provide on the pamphlet. Next up is KL Photography. Their prices start from $1,600 and run upwards of $3,800. This is Oz Photo Studios. They have photography starting at $1,680 going to $3,000, and they have cinematography going from $1,899 up to the $3,000 mark. I stand corrected with D. Watson's because I've just found 1, 2, 3 more bits and pieces. They actually do, I will say, they have been very, very transparent with their packaging prices, because we have a double-sided A4 page here. We also have a second double-sided A4 page. We've got a $100 gift card, and then we just have a tiny little A5 one-sided. So the prices are definitely there. From what I can see, we're looking at $2,700 being the most like premium package that they offer. Let me double check that. Alrighty, I stand corrected. We've got prices running up to $6,500. So I think with these guys, they had a starting price of like $750. Their elopement packages are $750. Their wedding photography packages start at $1,250. And based on this piece of paper, they can run upwards of the $6,000 mark. We've got Gorman Imagery by Amy Gorman, and simply a cursory look, it looks like we've got prices from $2,300 up to $3,500 with the options of additional services. This is Divon, I think that's how you say it, Divon Photography. The only price that they have listed is this one, which is also on the front page. I don't know why I opened that. They have a price of $3,980 offered, which is a discounted price for web bookings. The full price is up there. I think it's $4,980. So there is a $1,000 saving if you book online. They're offering 8 hours of photography and videography. Also, by the time this goes live, I'm pretty sure all of these specials are probably not going to be valid, so apologies. Lightheart Wedding, and they are also another photography and videography business. Their prices for photography packages goes from $2,188 to $4,288. Their photo and video combined package starts just shy of $7,000 and runs to about $9,500. Obviously, I'm sure all of these businesses provided like added extras. You can request extra photographers. Okay, we have Crave, which doesn't have any of their prices listed, but that is their pamphlet. By Danny Photography, they're offering a 10% off. Their packages range from $2,890 to $3,950 is what they're offering on these pamphlets. Second last, we have Sparkle Eyes Photography. They've also attached a like discount, which I'm really confused by. Bridal Expo special offer, complimentary off 1 hour pre-wedding photo shoot. I'm not getting it married in the next month anyway, so that doesn't really apply. But prices here. Oh, we've got a Fallout pamphlet. Oh wait, this is a completely different business, I think. So this was tucked inside a photography pamphlet. This is Blowout Boutique. They are hair and makeup. A bridal party package is $620. That includes 3 hairstyling services, 3 makeup services, a travel fee within 20 kilometers of St. Clair's, and a complimentary hair and makeup trial. And we just got hit by lightning. Back to photography and videography we go. Like I said, this is Sparkle Eyes Photography. So they've got packages listed here from $1,950 up to $6,950. So again, a pretty decent range as well. I'm not going to go into the finer details of what they do and don't include. T1 Image, they don't have any of their prices listed, but they have given us basically like a sample book of their work, which I will probably take inspiration from. I haven't even looked into the world of photography and videography for functions. So when I tell you, I have no idea if these prices, like how to place them on the spectrum. I actually have no idea how to. I will say though, I am kind of surprised that there's such a large discrepancy in cost, especially because I'm not even going to go back and find out which one. There are businesses here charging more for photography only packages than businesses offering photography and videography packages. I feel like as far as a first wedding expo went, it was good in the sense that it wasn't a lot of information to digest. So it wasn't overwhelming. But I will say, I think the biggest reason for that is because automatically 20% of the vendors didn't apply to us, and we were just staring at videographer after videographer after videographer. And we've got tickets to their Randwick one in February, but I don't even know if I want to go. Like, I was also considering buying tickets for the One Fine Day Expo, but now I'm worried that it's gonna be exactly like this, which at that point I don't know if I want to, in the nicest way, spend money on it. I probably will still go to the February one because it is free anyway, but because it's being run by the same people, I'm kind of expecting the exact same vendors to kind of be present. So I originally have, well, I still have them. I have tickets to a expo tomorrow that's at Randwick, but I don't actually think I'm going to go. So this particular expo is hosted by the same people that did the Western Sydney one, and I had a look at the vendors, and half of them are either videographers and photographers, celebrants, or like I think destination venues, which I don't need any of that. I did write down the calculation. So 20 out of the 82 are photography and videography, 13 out of the 82 are celebrants, and 10 out of the 82 are venues. I'm getting married in my church by my priest. So I'm kind of hoping that I can go to the One Fine Day Expo, which is in August, and they haven't even started selling tickets yet, but I just don't think this one's going to be worth my time, unfortunately. As a side note, the tickets are free. So if you've got nothing better to do and you kind of want to have a look around, definitely good starting point. I wonder if that motorbike's going to get picked up by my camera's microphone. Unfortunately, this one for me tomorrow isn't really going to be worth it. Also, I have church and a fundraiser, so. It is Saturday, 9th of August, and I'm heading to the One Fine Day Expo at White Bay Terminal. Now, this expo was held over 2 days. If you buy a general admissions ticket like we did, you do not have to pick which day you want to go on. If you do book a VIP ticket, you need to pick at the time of booking which day you would like to attend. Now, I am going to be going with my maid of honor. The first expo I went with one of my bridesmaids, not my sister, my other bridesmaid. But today I'm going with my maid of honor. So I'm going to summarize very quickly. The last expo you saw was the One Fine Day Expo. Now, personally for me, I think that was the best of the two that I attended. Keep in mind, there are plenty of expos. The biggest difference is I think One Fine Day has a much wider range of vendors. I was looking at a lot less celebrants, a lot less photographers, a lot less videographers. There was more on entertainment, there was more on, you know, rental and things like that. It is worth mentioning that you do have to pay for the One Fine Day Expo as well. We booked early bird tickets, so they came out to $5 per person. And if it's any enticement, you do get a cocktail on arrival. I also do think, while I have picked out my wedding dress already, the fashion walk or the catwalk was definitely worth it. Off the top of my head, they run it 3 times a day per day for the 2 days that the expo is running. There were other things that I did end up deciding to do from the expo. For example, we are now going back and forth with a cake baker for our wedding cake, and so I think I got a lot more out of the One Fine Day Expo. I think if you are starting out, go to all of the expos, especially the ones that are free, because you have nothing to lose. However, the only thing I will say about the One Fine Day Expo is it's only run once a year, and so the timing, depending on when you get engaged and how quickly you are planning to get married, may be a bit of an awkward time. So the expo itself was in August and I got engaged in December. I'm getting married mid-2026. And so timing wise, a lot of my things have kind of already been booked in, or they're in the process of getting booked in, or I'm tying up loose ends, that kind of thing. So timing wise, not the best. If you are someone who is predicting an engagement, then it might be worth going even when you aren't engaged yet, just because it's only run once a year compared to the previous expo, which I believe they do 7 expos per year. So I'm going to leave you with that information. That is it for wedding expos. I definitely don't think I will be attending another one